Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class. I hope you understood properly your previous lessons. Today, I will discuss about homogeneous mixture or solution. In my last class, I have discussed about the definition of homogeneous mixture. The mixture in which components are mixed uniformly so that they cannot be separated easily is called homogeneous mixture or solution. For example, sugar water, salt water, glucose water, etc. Today we will know more about this homogeneous mixture. Follow the picture. Here sugar is mixing with water and prepared a homogeneous mixture solution, that is sugar water solution. So how can we prepare this solution? At first we will take some water inside a beaker or in a glass, and then we will add some sugar, and while stirring we will prepare sugar water solution. So my dear students, you can see to prepare a solution, generally two components are needed. Here sugar and water are used in preparing this solution. Sometimes more than two components can be used. For example, when you want to make sharbat of lemon juice, then you have to add lemon juice, salt or sugar in water. So like this way, more than two components also may be used here, but generally two components are used. And also you can see here one component is dissolved in another component. That means here sugar is dissolved in water, or we can say water dissolves sugar. So to prepare a homogeneous mixture, generally two components are needed, and one component is dissolved by another component, or another component, or one component dissolves other component. Follow the another picture. Here you can see this is a picture of solution. So here the components which are dissolved in another component, the components which are dissolved, that is actually called solute, and the component in which solutes are dissolved, that component is called solvent. So here the component which are dissolved, they are actually called solute, and which dissolves other components, that is solute, they are called solvent. So in this solution, sugar is actually solute here and water is solvent. Not only that, between the two components in a solution, the component which is present in more amount, that is called solvent, and which is present in less amount, that is called solute. So we can say solution is the combination of solute and solvent. So we can write solution equal to solute plus solvent. Now if I say how can you define solute, this is very simple. Follow here. In a solution, usually the component which is present in less amount and is dissolved by another component, that is solvent, is called solute. So solute is actually one component of the solution which is present in less amount. Now in this way also we can define solvent. Follow here. In a solution, usually the component which is present in more amount and dissolves another component, that is solute, is called solvent. So So like this way, very simply we can define solute and solvent. Now we will see different types of solution. At first, watery or aqueous solution. What is aqueous solution? The solution in which water is used as solvent is called watery or aqueous solution. That means when any solution where water is used as solvent, that solution is called aqueous solution. For example, sugar water solution, salt water solution, glucose water solution, lemon juice water solution, etc. Besides water, another solvents are also available. For example, acetone, alcohol, ether, spirit, etc. These are actually organic substances. You will know about these substances in higher classes. So this type of chemicals also used as solvent, but in most cases water is used as solvent in many solutions. For this, the solution in which water is used as solvent, they are actually or specifically called watery or aqueous solution. According to the concentration of solution, solution is of two types: dilute solution and concentrated solution. Follow the picture. Here, this is concentrated solution, this is dilute solution. So what is concentrated solution? Actually, when the amount of solute particles is comparatively more in solvent, then that solution is called concentrated solution. And when the amount of solute is less comparatively than that of solvent is comparatively less than that of other solution, that solution is called dilute solution. That means when we will compare between two solutions on the basis of the concentration, in that cases solvent is kept in equal volume. Then the amount of solute is more, that is concentrated, and where the amount of solute is less, that is dilute. Follow here, this is blue color solution. So these blue dots are actually denotes the solute particles, and the purple color dots are denoted the solvent particles. So here you can see in concentrated solution, the blue color particles are more gathered. That means more blue color particles are present in this solution. That means this is concentrated solution, and here less number of blue color particles are present, so this is dilute solution. So how can we define concentrated or dilute solution? Follow. Out of the two solutions of same volume, that means the amount of solvent will be same, the solution in which comparatively more amount of solute is present is called concentrated solution, and in which comparatively less amount of solute is present is called dilute solution. So just you have to remember that when the two solutions having equal volume, that means equal amount of solvent is used. In this case, the solution in which the amount of solute is less, that is dilute solution, and the amount of solute is more, that is concentrated solution. Now we will see how can we identify dilute and concentrated solution. Actually, we can identify dilute and concentrated solution between two solutions in different ways. Now we will know about this. Firstly, we can identify, in case of colorful solution, we can identify dilute and concentrated solution by observing the color of solution. That means by observing the color of solution means the light color solution must be will be dilute solution, and the deep color solution will be concentrated solution. Follow the picture. Here this is solution. This solution is actually of copper sulfate. In your book there is described colorful solution of copper sulfate, potassium dichromate and potassium permanganate. For this I have shown you these three colors of three chemical substances. This is copper sulfate. The color of copper sulfate is blue, so this is the solution of copper sulfate. Here you can easily understood this light blue color solution is actually dilute solution and this deep blue color solution is concentrated solution. Now purple color solution. This is solution of potassium permanganate because the color of potassium permanganate is purple or violet color. So you can easily understand these light colors are actually dilute solution and this deep purple colored solution is concentrated solution. Now this is potassium permanganate solution. This is potassium dichromate solution. The color of potassium dichromate actually orange color. So this is light orange or yellowish color is actually diluted solution of potassium dichromate and this is concentrated solution of potassium dichromate. So my dear students, in case of colorful solution we can easily identify dilute and concentrated solution by observing the color, light or deep color of the solution. Now another way, in case of edible solution, by testing the solution we can identify dilute and concentrated solution. Edible solution means edible solution, that is the solution which we can take by mouth, that is called edible solution. For example, sugar water, salt water, glucose water, lemon juice water, etc. This type of solution easily we taste it, isn't it? So by testing we can easily identify the dilute and concentrated solution. Follow this picture. Here two solutions. This is colorless solution and these are edible solutions. So easily we can taste it, and the light, for example, if these solutions are of sugar solution, then for light sweet solution will be dilute solution and more sweet solution will be concentrated solution. If it is salt water solution, then light salt taste is dilute solution and for more salt taste is concentrated solution. Like this way, by tasting the solution we can identify dilute and concentrated solution in case of edible solution. I hope you can clearly understand. Now another way, during the preparation of solution, knowing the amount of solute. That means there are different solutions which are not colorful and which are not edible, but when you are preparing the solution of those substances, then if you know the amount of solute, then you can easily identify the dilute and concentrated solution. Follow this picture. Here a solution of salt is prepared. Salt, not only salt, there are actually many kinds of salt. In higher classes you will learn this, but only edible salt is sodium chloride salt which you are taking in your meal, but there are different more types salts are there. So that salts are not colorful, always not colorful, and also they are not edible. They are toxic chemical substance. For this, when you prepare a solution, follow this picture. Here we can see a little bit salt is used in this solution and a lot of salt is used in this solution. So we can easily say this solution is dilute solution and this is the concentrated solution. That means here we can see the amount of solute. Now follow the another picture. When the difference of amount is very less, then sometimes it is difficult to identify the dilute and concentrated solution by testing. For example, here sodium chloride salt is used so you can easily test it. But here 30 gram sodium chloride is used, and in this picture 40 gram sodium chloride is used. Only 10 gram is difference. So when we prepare this solution, so the solution in which 30 gram sodium chloride is used, that is dilute solution obviously, and when the solution in which 40 gram is used, that is concentrated solution. So like this way, knowing the amount of solute, we can prepare dilute and concentrated solution, and also we can identify dilute and concentrated solution. Now another way, in case of unknown solution by chemical analysis, that means the solution is not colorful or is not edible, or you don't know the amount of solute. In that case, what we will do? Yes, of course, in that case also we can identify dilute and concentrated solution by chemical analysis, and this topic you will learn in higher classes. So in different ways we can easily identify the dilute and concentrated solution. Now according to the physical state of solute, solution is again of three types. Follow here: liquid solid solution, liquid solution, liquid gas solution. That means solvent is here used always liquid substance, and in most cases water, but solute may be solid substance, may be liquid substance, or may be gaseous substance. So how can I define this type of solution? The solution in which the liquid is used as solvent and the solid is used as solute is called liquid solid solution. Already we know many examples of this type solution. For example, sugar water solution. Sugar is solid particles and water is liquid particles, so this is liquid solid type solution. Also salt water solution, glucose water solution. So these are example of liquid solid solution. Now liquid solution. Now you can easily understand where liquid is used as both solvent and solute is called liquid solution. For example, lemon juice. Lemon juice, here lemon juice is liquid substance and water is also liquid substance. So we can say this is liquid solution. Also you have seen when after washing the cloth, your mother is used for white clothes, your mother is used liquid blue. So when they use liquid blue dropwise in a water, then there is also prepared a solution of liquid blue and water. So that solution you can say the example of liquid solution also. Now we will see liquid gas solution. So what will be the liquid gas solution? The solution in which the liquid is used as solvent and gas is used as solute is called liquid gas solution. So can you give an example? Yes. Soft drinks. Soft drinks are actually example of liquid gas solution. How? Because inside the drinks actually there is present carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas get dissolved in this sugar water solution. For this, all soft drinks we can easily say this is actually liquid gas type solution. Also another example you can give. Can you understand what is the picture of this? Yes, this is the picture of seawater. And do you know, inside the seawater oxygen gas is dissolved, and for this our aquatic lives, that is aquatic animals or plants, are surviving using this dissolved oxygen. So seawater obviously an example of liquid gas solution. So my dear students, I hope you can clearly understand these three types solution. Now today up to this, but I have kept here one HW for you, and that is water is an universal solvent. Explain. Now I want to say something about this. At first, universal solvent. What is the meaning of this words? Universal solvent. Actually, universal solvent means the solvent which is able to dissolve all type of solutes. The solvent which can dissolve all types of solute, that is called universal solvent. But practically there is no example of universal solvent, because there is not present in this universe such a solvent which can dissolve all type of solutes. But water can be considered as universal solvent because water can dissolve almost all solutes. In our today's class, we have seen different types of solution, and in most cases and in all cases actually water is used as solvent. And not only these solutions, also many other solutions in where water is used as solvent. Although water cannot dissolve some substances like sand, that is chemical name is silica, and also limestone, that is chemical name is calcium carbonate, or lime, calcium oxide. These type substances, some substances are there which water cannot be dissolved. But most of the other substances, solid, liquids or gaseous substance, are also dissolved by water. For this, water is considered as universal solvent. So like this way you have to write the answer, and to write the answer properly you have to take the help from your book, and also from this lecture you can take help and write nicely, freshly in a page and send in your group. So today up to this, and very soon I will come back with new topic. Thank you everybody. Goodbye.